All right, what is going on, everyone? Happy Monday. Change the camera angle a little bit. I just finished the office, so you can see the office setup here. New barn doors in there, looking pretty dope. I'm pretty excited about those. So what's up, everybody? Happy Monday. I hope you're all had an amazing weekend. I had an amazing weekend. I smoked 8 pounds of beef ribs. They turned out absolutely ridiculous. It might have been the best thing I've ever smoked. So go over to Instagram. If you don't follow me on Instagram, I put up a picture of it. But I'm looking forward to this conversation today. We are doing, if you don't know, I'm going to drop a link for you real quick. I'm going to drop 2 links for you real quick here. Is Derek loves this topic. Derek, feel free to chime in if you've got any feedback or any value to add, man. The more the merrier is how I see this. So I'm going to drop a few links in here that I want you all to make sure that you are all over as I'm getting ready to. I'm going to share my screen here, and we're going to go into some really, really deep questions here. So first thing I'm going to share is the annual report teardown link. So Becca, Matt, let me pull this up real quick. So then you all can basically make sure that you join us for the event we have coming up on Thursday. So on Thursday, what you're seeing right now is really just a sneak peek at some of the things that I'm going to be talking about on Thursday. Matt Cameron and I, good buddy, we are basically doing, this is our second installment of the annual report teardown. And really what we do in that is we break down how to tear down an annual report. And here you go. Make sure you sign up for me here. So sign up for Thursday. Make sure sign up for Thursday. Boom. So make sure to sign up for Thursday. Tag your team. Make sure that they join too. We're going to go a lot deeper on this. And it's kind of fun. Like I was putting together a bunch of this over the weekend. And I was like, I bet this would actually be fun for you all to hear my thought process and how I go about some of the things. So when you see it on Thursday, you'll see this like beautifully formed strategy. But I thought it would be fun for everybody to be able to maybe see like a little bit behind the scenes of how I do this and kind of the method to the madness. And okay, and you can ask questions too, because you know how it is like in a webinar sometimes, you know, maybe you want to ask questions or you don't want to ask questions. And so you can ask questions too. Jake, hey, why did you do it this way? Again, I'll be coming back to LinkedIn to take a quick look at what y'all are doing. I'm going to be sharing my screen here in a second so you can see everything live as well too. The second link I'm going to drop here is for LinkedIn Sales Navigator. So a lot of you probably already have it, but if you do not, this is a way that you can actually get 60 days of LinkedIn Sales Navigator for free, because what I'm going to show you requires you to have Sales Nav. I mean, it technically doesn't require you to have it, but you know, you kind of need it. So, all right. So here we go. Sales Nav. Boom. So sign up for Sales Nav. You will need it. And it says 60 days free. This is 60 days free. Yay. Okay. So make sure sign up for the session on Thursday, and then make sure if you don't have Sales Nav, sign up for it. So I'm going to pop you onto my screen now. We are going to share screen, share screen, share screen, screen 2, share. All right, here we go. All right. Brandon, what's up? Mohammed, hope you're doing amazing, man. Appreciate you all joining. Make sure hit the like button or the support button. I like the support button. It's like, here you go, Jake. We're supporting you. I appreciate that. So I'm gonna make sure that y'all can see my screen here before I start to dive into this, because I'm gonna kind of take you through step by step what I'm getting into and why I'm doing it here. So you can zoom. Let me make this just a little bit bigger for you. Might be helpful so you can see it a little bit more. There we go. A little bit more. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. So the first thing that I want to kind of call out. So this is the deck. We're going to be going through this in extreme detail here coming up. But basically, this is the deck we're using for the annual report teardown. So for all of you, Matt Cameron, good buddy of mine, we're going to be talking through how to tear down completely an annual report. Matt's going to be talking about getting a lot of the information. So I'm not going to give away all his amazing secret sauce. I'm not going to give away everything we're going to talk about Thursday. So you have to tune in on Thursday. I'm watching you. Thursday. We'll see you there. I'm just going to talk about how I build the plan of attack. On Thursday, I'm going to break down like some more of like the nuances, but I thought it would be helpful to just show you how I go about doing this strategy. So without further ado here, let's see here. Yes. My wife texted me. Yes, I do want the curry salmon for lunch. That is correct. So the very first thing, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to drop, here you go. There's another link for you. Let me grab this bad boy. Here's a link for an account plan template. What's up, Zena? Hope you're doing great. Zena, as always, I appreciate the support. So here's a quick Google Doc. And this is what I use to do. And I'm just going to show you what goes into it, just so you can see it real quick. I'm not going to go too deep on this, but I am at least going to show you it. So when you're breaking into enterprise accounts, the main reason that I see people struggle is they don't put together a plan. They don't have a strategy. Okay, how am I going to go work this person? Who are the people that are involved? What are their corporate initiatives? There's a ton of different things that go into this. But this here is an account plan template. You can make a copy of it. And what it allows me to do, and there's some things that are like not specific to you, but it allows you to really put together a map of the account. For me, when I'm doing this, I like to get kind of a holistic, like big picture on, what's happening in the account, for me, it's super, super helpful. For me to be able to go in and see like what's working, what's not, as a part of this. So, I'm not going to go too deep on this, but if you have any questions on it, take a look at it. You can take a look at it. So the very first thing that I want to do, okay, is again, I think about the people that are involved, and then again, the details within those people, right? And then I think about how I'm going to contact those people, all that stuff. So the good part is I've already started. So we're going to do one where I'm going to show you where I'm like midstream and we'll work on some messaging. And then I'm going to go back in time and I'm going to show you how you use Sales Navigator to identify the right people. So we're actually going to go messaging first and then not messaging. So one of the trends that I'm going to go deep on Thursday for Home Depot is Home Depot has a B2B arm called their Pro Contractor business. So if you know anything about Home Depot, fantastic. If you don't, doesn't really matter. Home Depot has a whole section of their business called Pro. And so what I did first to start is I went to LinkedIn Sales Navigator here, okay? And I did a quick search, current company is Home Depot. And then I started playing with different keywords up here. Pro community, pro marketing, pro this. So I started playing with a whole bunch of different keywords up here to try to see who are the right people for me to be reaching out to. Who should I be engaging with? What should this look like, etc. So that's the very first thing that I do. So once I get an idea, okay, I know that pro is a focus for Home Depot, for example. I know it's a focus. We did our research. You're going to learn all about it on Thursday. I then go into Sales Nav and I start to play around with who are the people. Who are the people? I start to get a feel for it, okay? So I did this yesterday. I probably spent, how long did I spend? I maybe spent 30 minutes to get to where you're going to see it today. So then what I did from there is I started to write down the people. So let me get into this here. View, present. So here you go. So here's a breakdown of my initial thoughts. Okay, so all right. So Home Depot wants to grow their B2B. They want to grow their pro accounts, okay? Who are the little people that are going to be involved in my little strategy here? Who are the people? This is how my brain works. That's why I wanted to just do this live so you all could understand this. I don't go straight to like Home Depot, blah, blah, blah. Instead, I come up with a strategic initiative. Matt's going to talk about how we came up with this. So again, I'm not going to go into detail on how we landed here, okay? And then what I do is I start to think about, okay, who is going to care most about this initiative? Who is impacted most? Whose job is on the line if this doesn't go well? And so what I did is I found some winners. So let's first start with our good friend here, Crystal. This is Crystal Zell right here. She's the Chief Customer Officer, VP Customer Marketing and Operations, right? You can see here, starting back in November of last year, she's actually in charge of pro marketing across. So this is the person whose job it is to get pro individuals engaged. You can see here, look, she cares about loyalty and credit. Ooh, okay, all right, interesting. What if I had a loyalty product? What if I had a community product? Okay, starting to get a feel for it. Leadership of customer insights and analytics. Okay, data. Ooh, what if I had a proprietary data set? What if I did something else? Gift cards and enterprise customer data, including privacy and compliance. Then I do another search. I find Brendan Baby. Great name. I hope he goes. I would love that. It's such a great name. Brendan Baby. Brendan is the head of customer experience strategy and analytics at the Home Depot. Guess what his LinkedIn profile said? I report to the chief customer officer. Boom. So guess what? Now, again, I want you all to pay attention to what I'm going here. Now I'm like, okay, Brendan reports into Crystal. Therefore, there's a 100% chance Brendan is Crystal's like number one. You know, like, okay, whenever she needs data, Mr. Baby, the baby's got it. The baby has it. I wonder if he ever refers to himself as the baby or little baby. I don't know. Love the name though. Okay, so I'm like, okay, what if I had a data and analytics play? What if I had a way that I can predict retention and churn within the pro customers? You see what I mean? So I start to think of what are these people going to care about? What are they going to care about? Okay, I keep going further. Then I find Ashley Payton Carter. Ashley down here. What's up, Ashley? Okay, she currently leads all customer facing marketing for the Home Depot's B2B e-com. That's their pro group. Okay, their home decor, HD home, etc. Okay, all right. So what is Ashley Payton Carter gonna care about? So maybe if I've got something about converting more, using a email strategy to retain more from their e-commerce business. Okay. It's starting to come together. Then another angle I start to think about is like community. Okay, I bet they want to keep these people engaged. So what I'm doing is just throwing a lot of different product ideas out, because what so many people don't realize is it doesn't matter what the product is. There's an angle where I can take this same initiative and make it apply 19 different ways. And so that's whenever you're in sales and you're trying to break into these big enterprise accounts, you have to think creatively. And that's what I start to do. So I find the people and then I start to think, I'm like, ooh, well, that person might care about this angle or that angle. And then we've got Andrea Chown, maybe. So she's the manager of the pro customer service experience and strategic projects. What kind of strategic projects Andrea could be up to? And just, this is from doing about 25 minutes worth of LinkedIn search. And that's why you have to have Sales Navigator. There's no chance in hell I could have done this without Sales Navigator. So buy Sales Navigator. Now, what is she in charge of? Let's get into this. Managed time-critical initiative to move contact center operations to work from home setup. Develop the business strategy to restructure and improve the contact center resolutions team, while separate frontline and back office activities to improve team efficiency. Streamline processes within the contact center. By the way, this is the contact center for the pro group, right? Because she's B2B at the Home Depot Pro. Oh, wow. Okay, so what's Andrea going to care about? Andrea is a project lead. She's already done some of these projects. Again, let's think about this. How can I use her description in her LinkedIn bio to then set in a meeting with Crystal or maybe with Ashley? Hi, team. I know that that quickly Home Depot adapted. You went from having a call center to having 100% remote call center to do support and pro. I know from XYZ that these are strategic initiatives for you. See what I'm saying here? So what I'm doing here is, again, it's like what's that dude's name in Beautiful Mind? Russell Crowe. I'm throwing all the ideas out there, like all the different little intersection points, like, shit, okay, So she could care about that. He cared about that. I find this guy Luke down here. I love building an interconnected digital products. He's the director of pro digital experience. Okay. So again, I'm just getting a feel for this. Okay. Yes, correct, McKinsey. If you don't have Sales Nav, just try it for 60 days. It's totally worth the, what do you call it? It is totally worth the investment too. The link for the, what do you call it? The link for the Sales Nav link is here, just so y'all have it. Again, I know sometimes with comments, it can be kind of a pain in the butt. So anyway, so what am I thinking here? I'm like, okay, so I got a little story. I got a little story kind of starting to come together here, right? This is how I think about it. So I've got this idea of the digital pro experience, right? Growth, retention, e-commerce, in-store, data. I'm seeing a little data play here, right? Data and getting smart on how to impact pro retention, right? I'm thinking here, how do Andrea, right here, and Brendan partner? I guarantee they do, right? So they've got a lot of online sales that are pick up in stores. Okay, I see what's happening here. I'm starting to get a little feel for what's going down with this here. Okay, so that's step one. Step one is I start to think about all the different stuff that goes into an account, right? So I don't look at the Home Depot in its totality. That's not how I think about things. Instead, I look at individual little storylines, right? Little storylines here, little storylines there that might equal something for me. So I'm actually going to take this out so I can actually start to like make some notes here. So here's some of my notes to get started thinking about, these groups. So Crystal, she started the loyalty program. Everyone rolls up to her. So I'd probably start with a few meetings with her reports. Okay, this is important. When you think about enterprise meetings, I can go straight for Crystal. I can go try to get straight to her if I could, that would be one potential approach. I could instead maybe try to have a few meetings with people below her to then build a better business case. I'm just going to tell you right now, getting a meeting cold with someone like Crystal is really hard. So typically what I would do is I would think about, how do I maybe try to go for some of these lower level people? So maybe I go for like a Andrea, I go for a Luke, and I try to get a meeting with them first. That's how you've got to think about it. So my friends, if you're doing enterprise deals, you've got to think, in order for me to penetrate and grow the Home Depot relationship to the level that I want to grow it to, my friends, it's going to take me a minute. That I'm going to be deliberate at each step. Boop, boop, each step. So maybe I might want to go talk to Andrea first or Brendan first. Just some things to think about there, right? Or if I could, this is something I want to call out here. I wrote this yesterday and I was like, man, this is really good. So the other issue you have, even when you go direct to senior level people, okay, and is that your approach is too basic. So again, if you go to Crystal, okay, Chief Customer Experience at Home Depot, this woman's making millions of dollars a year. She's got a very big office. I guarantee you that. And she's thinking about everything together. What I see many times when I look at emails and I look at outreach from a lot of reps or call scripts or whatever it is, or videos, the issue is many times it's focused around a problem set. So it's like, let's say you have a digital analytics product, okay? That's for example, and you want to sell it to the Home Depot. You have a better way to analyze data, AI, store data, I don't know, whatever it is that you do. Feel free, and if people, if you want to start to drop some of your, like, what your product does, I could try to, I don't know, I could even try to, like, mess with it there. What's up? We got James Head, premium sales executives at the Broncos. Ugh. Hold on, where are we at, James? James Head, premium sales at the Broncos. We've got to let him know. We got to let James know that who we're repping. 24/7. 24/7, go Chiefs. Broncos, ugh. But James, I do appreciate you joining in. I appreciate the game, but go Chiefs. Always remember that. So anyway, so next up here is, if I want to check out what I highlighted here. If you want the big meetings, you need a plan that touches multiple groups. Okay. So here's what I want all of you to think about is this. Crystal, if you talk about one part of this, the data and analytics, hey, Crystal, we can help you with better data to increase retention. You're only talking about one thing that she manages. If you want to get executive level meetings, okay, if you want to get, Mackenzie, don't act like you're a Broncos fan. Come on, you're not really a Broncos fan. We have two people now, James, just so you know, that both live in Denver and are Broncos fans, so it is what it is. Maybe when they open back up, maybe I'll go to Denver and we'll all watch. Actually, you know what? James, hit me up. I'm coming to Denver for Chiefs Denver. Let's make that happen, okay? So if you want the big meeting, you need a plan that touches multiple groups. So again, go back to it. If you sell a data and analytics play, you need to make sure that your messaging strategy talks to Crystal across 3 or 4 legs of what she does. Not just the obvious, like data and analysis. It's got to touch experience. It's got to touch retention. It's got to touch omni-channel, in-store, and digital. So when you reach out to her, you need to show Crystal the reason you need to meet with me is what I do touches these 7 things. It doesn't just talk about data and analytics. I touch all of these things. So just some things to think about there. Okay, same thing with Brendan. So Brendan, data and analytics. If I have a way to help him better model, understand data. So now just take a look at these 2 different approaches, okay? Crystal, I need to come up with 3 or 4 legs of the pillar to make sure that she sees why she should be in this meeting. Then I take one of those legs and then I go down to the baby level. The baby, Brendan baby, right? I hope that's how he pronounces it. It's not like bebe or something like that. And then again, so that's how you have to think about this. If you want meetings with the appropriate level of people, you have to understand what they're dealing with from a control standpoint, right? So, and then again, some of the other folks. So let's go back up here. Andrea, for example. Okay, what would an angle be for Andrea? Okay, so for Andrea, for her, again, she cares about experience. It might be new projects for 2021. Right? Like she does these strategic projects. You know, I would reference call center experience and talk about connecting on top 2021 priorities, right? It looks like her role, she does a lot of these really big strategic projects. So for her, that might be my value point. For our friend, Ashley, if you don't remember, here's Ashley Payton Carter. Customer-facing marketing initiatives for the Home Depot's B2B e-com. So, actually, converting more pros. She probably cares about that. That would be a good value prop for her. What else does Ashley care about? What else do you think the head of e-commerce for B2B for Home Depot cares about? She wants to convert more pros. Maybe she wants to build community. Maybe she's got some ideas around, community online. Maybe, I don't know. I'll probably have to do some more digging to figure out if I think that that's like a really viable, good option. Or another thing, like again, when I think about these people, I'm going to call this nurturing. All e-commerce. Okay. So again, you've got to understand what these different roles do. I've been doing this for a long time, my friends. So it's very easy for me to switch between these different buyer personas because I've interacted with them hundreds of times. If you really want to be an A+ seller, and again, and I think, the team at, I'm glad James reached out too, for sure, because sports in particular, that, selling on business impact, not fandom, right? You're not selling we work with a lot of sports teams actually. We did a big project with the Jets. We did a project with the Nets, A's, a bunch of teams. And it's about selling business value. I'm not going to reach out to the Home Depot. I mean, they're in Atlanta, so it's not a fit, but I'm not going to reach out to a big company in Denver, for example. And I'm not going to talk about the Broncos premium experience. I'm going to talk about, hey, Crystal, from what I know, loyalty is an important part of your business and your role. I can help you with loyalty for your pro customers. That's what I do. I don't sell Broncos tickets. I help build loyalty with your top pro clients and help you grow market share 6% this year. So again, always thinking about that. Always think about how your business impact that you could have. So there you go. So now right here, you can see just for this one potential pain point, I have 4 different points of contact and all kinds of different value props. I got all kinds of different little stuff that I could, potentially bring up, or things that I can bring to the table as a part of this. So again, this is how I think about it. Okay. So then I go into messaging concepts. Okay. So let's go here. All right. So this is an interesting one. Right now they don't have kind of a one-stop shop for all their pro customers, meaning they've started to, I'm going to talk about HD Supply second here, which is a company that they acquired. Okay. What about this concept of Pro Academy? Okay. Again, looking at here. Okay. I want you to think about this. Look at all the things I listed here. Everyone, if you're going to pay attention right now, I want you to really, really focus and listen to what I'm saying. As sellers, your job is to get creative. Okay. You need to get creative. So like I said, is there anything in here that's like e-learning? Well, not necessarily, but what if you sold an e-learning platform? Okay. Well, let's say I sold an e-learning platform. I'm trying to go after the Home Depot. I'm looking at pro, all this stuff. Well, what if one of the ideas, what if we built a Pro Academy? I think this would be a good one to write something on. Pro Academy. Again, this is something that you're going to need to create the need for. Okay. What about and again, I'm just coming up with some outside the box ideas. So then you can see that, like, look, if what you sell is more straightforward, then obviously you can see that this like becomes a lot easier. What if you sell a marketplace platform? I don't know. Right? What about a marketplace where you can connect with other pro? You're in paint, meet these people who are in roofing, and you could network and generate more business. I don't know. My friends, with almost every single initiative a company has, if you are creative enough, there is an angle here, right? So again, maybe I'm going to reach out to, let's go back to Paula. After Thursday, you will get the slides. These are the slides. As you can see, we're still building these slides. So let's say I sell an e-learning. I have an idea for this Pro Academy. So the messaging would be something, again, as I pull this out, let's say if I'm going to go after Crystal again, and I'm going to assume, I'm just going to tell you right now, if I was truly going for Crystal, okay, going back, here's Crystal. Look at her. She's got her little orange apron on, right? Chief Customer Officer. I would not go straight to Crystal without talking to people below her. I'm just telling you, I've been in this game for long enough to know that my chances to get a meeting with Crystal will exponentially increase if I have proprietary information from her team. So just some things to think about. So I'm going to assume that I talk to Brendan here, right? Or just think about Andrea. Andrea interacts with the customer service team. So who out of these teams, who hears the most about, again, she's the manager of pro customer service experience. So probably, maybe what I do is I go talk to Andrea first. Hey, Andrea, I saw these projects. I know you probably have other things coming up, et cetera. We work around X, Y, Z. Let's set up some time to connect potentially, whatever. Again, we can get it. I'll try to actually type out some specific languages. But then what I want to do is leverage the meeting with Andrea and the insights to get the meeting with Crystal. And that's how you've got it. You always have to be thinking in enterprise deals 5 moves ahead. This is move 1/2. I'm understanding the play, what it might look like, what some additional strategies might look like. And then I've got to think about, what am I doing today to set up a better opportunity to get a meeting with Crystal down the road? Okay. And then she'll delegate to whoever else ends up getting delegated to. So Crystal, you might want to use a hello or a whatever. I don't know if I'd love to hear this maybe in the comments, feel free. Hello. Hey, do you lean on the team beneath to get the intro or still reach out directly? So James, that's actually a really, really good question. The answer is it depends. You have to understand, most people who report into somebody else, their job is to keep their boss safe. So Their whole job is to take things off Crystal's plate. Therefore, the amount of things that a direct report for a C-level executive is going to bring to the table to put something on Crystal's plate, one to two times a year, you get to play that card. All right. If you didn't hear what I just said, let me repeat it for you. If you're going for executive level meetings, the people that report to them, their job is to take things off their boss's plate. Therefore, for them to want to put something on their boss's plate, they only get a couple of at-bats. So, James, the answer is it depends how the conversations go with these folks. If there's really executive, if there's buy-in here around strategy, and with Andrea, for example, I talked to Andrea and she mentions, and I like that retention is top of mind for Crystal, then I'd probably leverage Andrea's conversation. Or I'm sorry, I would probably work with Andrea to help to set it up. If it was a little bit, if it's a little bit like this person's doing some stuff that's not as related, then I would probably just take the information and go reach out direct, if that makes sense. Hello, Crystal. I've spent the last, pick a weird number, 3 weeks talking to various members of the pro customer experience and loyalty, let's say, and digital teams. So again, I'll probably like write stuff and then I'll like delete it. Like this is just how I do it. I like to kind of just go in and start typing. I don't know, different people here are a little bit different. So I might look at this later. Here's what I usually find with my emails is I'll write it and then I'm like, this is fire. Oh my God, this is so great. And then I go back and I sit on it for a day. I'm like, this is trash. I'm like, this is horrible, right? So why would I want to use an opening like this? Right? The other thing that I might do, you know what? I probably would do it. I probably would call her EA. This, there's a 99% chance that someone like this has an EA. Okay. You know what? How crazy are we feeling right now? How crazy am I feeling? Let me look real quick. Here's Crystal. I've got her pulled up. So I've got her personal email address here. Okay. I don't have the phone number there. That sucks. Let me see. Yeah. So I've got, I think they're pulling up the wrong person too. I don't really trust this information here. So what I would probably do, actually, I'm going to backtrack that. What I actually probably would do first is I actually probably would call to the Home Depot corporate office. So let me just tell you again, I want to get super real here. Home Depot corporate office. Hey, Atlanta, how do I contact Home Depot corporate? This is what you do. Let's just try to do it. You guys just want to do it on the fly here? You want to just try to cold call in a corporate number and see if we can get Crystal's number? Fuck it. All right, let's do it. 384-4646.
You've reached Home Depot's press and media relations team. This voicemail is for journalists and members of the media.
Okay, that's not us. Okay, let's see. Let's see if this number is different. It's not different. Let's go to the contact us. Okay, media inquiries, customer questions, applicant. So this is what I would do. Actually, here, I'm going to call that back just to see if maybe she gave a phone tree. I'm going to call it back real quick.
You've reached Home Depot's press and media relations team. This voicemail is for journalists and members of the media. If you are a customer who needs help, please call 1-800-466-3337 or email customer_care@homedepot.com to speak with an associate. If you're a job applicant, please call 1-866-698-4347. If you are a journalist or member of the media, please leave a detailed message.
All right, so that was not helpful. So what I want to try to do here, I've got a couple other numbers. We're just going to try it, and then I'll try maybe one more. And if not, I'll give you the call script that I use to bounce phone trees. So we'll see if I can.
Thank you for calling the Home Depot Atlanta Store Support Center. If you know the extension of the person or the department.
That doesn't sound like it either. If someone has it, if someone finds me, how about this? I'll put this on y'all. Find me the phone number for Home Depot Corporate. Call and verify it. That's the one I just called. Right? 433-8211. Okay, I'm going to try to call that one again. Let's see.
Thank you for calling the Home Depot Atlanta Store Support Center. If you know the extension of the person or the department you are trying to reach, please enter that number now. For directions to the store support center, press 2. For employment information, press 3. For customer care team, press 4. For dial by name directory, press 5. Or who would you like to reach? Invalid selection. Try again. Who would you like to reach?
Crystal Zell.
There are 3 matching names. Zell Crystal. Is that correct?
Correct.
Transferring to Zell Crystal.
There you go.
Wait while I transfer your call. Sorry, Zell Crystal is not available. Record your message at the tone. When you are finished, hang up or press pound for more.
There you go. So by calling this number, this 770-433-8211, I can get straight to Crystal Zell. So sometimes, guess what? Your databases don't have all the things. So you just got to do it old-fashioned ways. What I was hoping would happen is I would get her EA. Because what I like to do with these messages here is I would want to say, like, maybe, again, I'm going through this. I spoke, or let's say I left her a voicemail message. Like, let's say I went back and left her a voicemail, right? But again, I prefer to, I spoke to your EA and she suggested I forward over a few details. I don't love the word few, just so you know, I like to be very precise when I do this. A few details, and then I would say something to the effect of like, before setting up time to connect. So again, I want to be a little assumptive here, okay? I've spent the last 3 weeks talking to various members of the pro customer experience and digital leadership teams. And from what I saw in the annual report and everything, and from what I saw, it's clear that pro retention, growth, loyalty is top of mind, is going to be critical in 2021 and beyond, especially now here, ready for this, especially after seeing Lowe's earnings report as well. Boom. Okay, this sentence is a little long. I get it. But again, I would wordsmith this before like I actually sent it out. I spoke to your EA and she suggested I forward over a few details before setting up time. I've spent the last 3 weeks talking to various members of your team. And from what I saw in the annual report, it's clear that pro retention growth loyalty is going to be critical in 2021 and beyond, especially after seeing Lowe's earnings report as well. I am now saying, look, I understand what's happening. And so then from my conversation with Andrea, right, like I said, I want you to go talk to Andrea. I would probably, you don't need, actually, candidly, you don't need this. I could probably just extrapolate some things. I'm just going to assume that I went ahead and tried to set up time with Andrew, but I don't really need it. I just am doing it to like, you know what? Honestly, I'm not going to do it because then I want this to be something you could literally go out and execute tomorrow. So from conversations and what I've read, community continues to be a big theme, okay? When we talk to many other community teams, the idea of an academy or school isn't what pops to mind first, but the idea of an academy for the pro members to help them level up their business acumen. Again, so I'm coming up with ideas here. Again, I'm just made this up. I just picked an e-learning. I don't know. I could have picked anything. I could have made my life easier and picked like a data and analytics or marketing company. That would have been easier. Like when we talk to many other community teams, could be the missing differentiator. For growing and retaining pro this year. That's it. Then I go for the meeting. So what did I do here? I did some of the work already for them. I walked through, I said, look, I talked to these people. I've spent the last 3 weeks. Here's the things that I've pulled out. I know that this is going to be important for you. And then I called out some potential objections that they might have, right? In the conversations of what I've read, community continues to be a big theme for the pro group. They refer to themselves as HD, by the way, at HD. When we talk to many other community teams, actually, I don't like this. Let me tell you, I'm going to strip this out because now she's going to go talk to the community team. Talk to executives about the idea of an academy or school. It isn't always what pops to mind first, but the idea of an academy for the pro members could be a missing differentiator. Oh, I love this. This is actually good. So that's it. Again, this is what I do to come up with messaging at the executive level, right? And I'll do a similar place. Like here you go. I'm just gonna, whoops, I don't know what that was. So then here, now, like, let's say if I sold like a marketplace or something to these people, like, let's say I had like a community marketplace. Let me just show you. I'm just going to do the exact same thing in like 5 seconds here. So it's like a marketplace for other contractors. So again, how could I take this idea, this thing that I sell, and do something really similar? Right? So guess what? all of this other detail is fairly similar. I spent the last few weeks, that it's clear these things are a priority. And then I go to, from the conversations I've read, I can probably do this. I could probably literally do the same thing. Community continues to be a big theme for the pro group at HD. We talk to executives about a marketplace. And now I'm going to give her a unique idea. Okay, because that's what I'm trying to do. All you're trying to do to get a meeting with an executive is I just need to pique a little bit of interest. I just like a little millisecond of interest. That's all I'm trying to do here. But the idea of a marketplace for the pro members to help them connect and grow their local businesses could be a missing different for growing and retaining pro accounts this year. Boom. I love that. So just think, hopefully what this illustrates too is like, this is a, actually, I think you are right. I think it's just Lowe's. So again, I would just spot check this again. Like I'm kind of, got to make sure you don't have a typo, even though honestly, I went back and looked at emails I've used in the past that have set pretty important meetings and definitely found typos in them. So people care about the meat. They're not going to DQ you for doing something stupid. Lowe's, not knowing their competitor when you're trying to call it out, that would be something stupid. So imagine here, I've got maybe about 4 sentences, and then I would go for the meeting. Actually, or maybe what I do because she's an exec is I might go for something like, I wanted to see if it was okay for me to send over an initial concept we built, see if there may be a way to partner. Let me know if that works for you, and we'll finalize and send over Thursday. Something like that. Anyway, these are just some ideas for you. And we're seeing a lot of success with this, especially with the exec. Maybe I need a little bit more to earn the right before I go straight for the meeting, if that makes sense. Right. So maybe instead of me going straight for the meeting with her, this is a senior level person. You know, do I think it might help my case if I can build just a little bit more rapport? I do think it can help. So that's just why, just so if you're wondering like, Jake, why aren't you asking for the meeting? Again, when I'm going for an executive level meeting, and again, the other thing, I think it was actually, who was it? I think it might've been Muhammad. Somebody had posted on my feed. Let me see, who was it? Yeah, it was Muhammad Awan. Is look for something personal on LinkedIn. So then what I would probably go and do, so let me check this out real quick here. Let me go check out Crystal's. So here's Crystal. Now imagine I send this email, okay? And I called, talked to her. What do you call it? I called and talked to her EA already. Here's Crystal, okay? Then let's go down and look at her activity here. Same day. I go look at her activity. Okay, this is from, all right. Okay, hold on. Let me look at her post. Let me see what she's posted about. Okay, she's congratulating another Atlanta-based company, Terminus, for raising $90 million. Okay. Boom. Oh, here's a post from 5 months ago. Ooh, look at this one. Oh, I'm proud of the team. Oh, snap. This is her team. There we go. Let's click on that. Let's see what they're up to. Let's see what Aaron is up to. Head of loyalty. I'm telling you, just a little bit of research, right? And let's look at how many people, 8 comments, okay? So again, not a lot of people. It's from 5 months ago. So I probably would not interact with this post. Now let me go to her activity and see if there's anything else she posted. Why not toss a little like here? Actually, I think I liked this yesterday. Here you go. She liked this. Let's see if she liked anything else. Okay. Let's see. All right. So she knows this individual. That's great. Trying to find if there's one. She liked this. Appreciate you, Tia. All you do for the team. So again, these are a little old. Actually, this is only from 2 weeks ago. So you can see most executives aren't on LinkedIn posting, but Crystal is on here every week, multiple times a week. So if you're, wanting to get in front of her, you can tell, look, you see a lot of the people she's commenting on, there's a lot of loyalty people in here. If you look at Crystal's background, she actually started the loyalty program. So you can tell she's got a lot of love for loyalty. So even when I'm thinking about going back to my messaging here, now I'm like, do I want to mix in a little bit of this loyalty? See, I brought it up here because I know that she might like that. It's obviously something she cares about. So that's it. That's what I do. That's how we put this together. I want to make sure you join on Thursday. Join on Thursday here. So this is just a little teaser. Hopefully this gives you all some cool new plays. So join on Thursday for the whole rundown. Thursday for the whole rundown. Please join, share it with your teams. My friend Matt and I, it's going down. It's going to be amazing. But that's it. That's how I write messaging. So if you want to get meetings with executives, okay, let me just do a quick recap for you on what you need to do. Okay. Step one is you need to start to get a feel for the lay of the land. Who do I have? What do they care about? And again, spend a little time. To get to this stage, and again, this is with Home Depot. This is a company that could potentially spend millions of dollars with us, for example, okay? Millions, right? What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a little bit of time to put together my play. But the beautiful part is spending 2 to 4 hours on an account of this size up front. Now I've got my play for the rest of this year, rest of the year. So too often when we get these big strategic accounts, we don't do a very good job of really putting together a plan. We just kind of run and go into it. So that's my advice is, you'll see here, at least hopefully what you see I'm doing is I'm taking my time. This is how I think about messaging. And I want you to think about this messaging is again, you've got to pique somebody's interest, and I'm calling out an objection here. When we talk to executives about this idea, it's not top of mind, but blah, blah, blah could be something interesting. So before she even says a school or academy, wait, e-learning for pro? Nah, I don't know if I believe it. A marketplace for this? Nah, call it out. I'm going to disarm that before we ever even get into it. So anyway, I hope this helps everybody. When you're trying to get meetings with big C-levels, executives, you have to show them that you know their business. And hopefully what you've seen, I didn't know shit about Home Depot before yesterday, but in a very quick amount of time, I'm literally able to go through, find a way to call Crystal directly, right? And so what I would do after I hit send is I would call that number back and I'd leave her a voicemail. Hey, Crystal, I talked to your EA, but I wanted to leave this for you too. And let's say if I didn't talk to her EA, right? Let's say I didn't do this. Fine. I never talked to her EA. I'm not going to wait for forever, right? I could say something like, I just left a voicemail, but thought I would I would forward over a few details before setting up time to connect. So there you go. You could do the phone, you could do that, etc. So just some things to think about. So that's it. You do your research, you come up with your game plan, you think about all the different little puzzle pieces, you go on LinkedIn, you use Sales Navigator, you move some stuff around, and that's how you set executive meetings. That is the play. So make sure to tune in on Thursday. I'm going to go way deeper on all this. I'm going to show you a whole other play that I developed for this, that I think would be helpful. But I hope this is helpful for all of you. Enjoy. Come on Thursday. Please come. It's just, there's so much value that you're going to take away from Thursday. Again, if you're trying to set these big meetings, that I really hope you know, a lot of you tune in and join us for it. So Aaron, I appreciate you. Yes, I do use video messages. I'll actually give an example of a video message on Thursday that I shot. That would probably be what I would probably do, Aaron, with Crystal. I would probably, my second email would probably be a video. And I would maybe summarize some of my findings and some things that I learned. So I would probably go with an email like this off the jump. And then I would go to maybe a video on the follow-up. So that would be my kind of strategy. Just think, and again, I'm just kind of thinking about it out loud as you're tossing it out there. So appreciate all of you. Have an amazing rest of your week. And I'll see you on Thursday. You better be there. We'll see you then. Have a great one.